Morning Blitz begins now.
Yeah, it's a Thursday. It's going to cool off a little bit from what we had. Still going to be about 50, but not too bad. Might see some scattered rain showers later this afternoon, but all in all, not too bad. Getting ready for the weekend. It's another one of those mornings where I'm glad we don't have a ton of cameras around the office, especially in the kitchenette area.
Oh, what have you done?
So I almost snapped this morning. I came in, as I do every morning, and I put my coat away in the locker, and I grabbed my coffee cup out of my locker, and then I walked across the hall to the kitchenette area, and I had my lunch bag, which is just a, plastic bag. But in it, I had this container, and I had my yogurt, and the yogurt was on the side of the bag. But to make everything stand up and fit properly, I wanted the yogurt to be on top of the other lunch container, plastic Tupperware container. So I opened up the refrigerator doors, but the refrigerator door on the right, which is closest to the wall, slowly closes.
Yes.
And I'm trying to one-hand the yogurt on top, Jenga block it, and then every time I go to put it in, the yogurt slipped, and the door was closing, so I had to push the door, but the wall's right there, so it kept hitting the wall.
Bouncing
off. And I'm trying to get the bag, and the bag is crinkling, and I'm pushing the door, it clink, and the yogurt's falling, and I'm trying to, and there's my touch of my tism, my eye was twitching. I was like, why, this isn't working, and I was getting so frustrated at the door, at my yogurt, at the bag, that I almost threw everything against, the wall.
We have not seen you lose it yet. Is that something that would make you lose it? Is maybe dropping your yogurt out of the bag? What is going to push you over? Because Thick and I, you don't ever really lose it, but you've gotten mad before. I've seen it, and it's probably been years and years. He doesn't really get mad that often.
I mean, I'll go to a 10 on, excited.
Excitedness.
Animated.
But not anger.
Right.
I have gotten mad on occasion. But, and it's stuff like that where I think, why is this happening to me? I'm a good person.
Well, just things that will trigger people.
Yeah, it's such a trigger to have things
just the
not
little
work out.
annoyances of what in the hell is going on.
But do you
and then
lose
the clicking.
it? Will you lose it? What do you have to be pushed to a point of losing it? What is going to do that?
It's more likely something small like that.
Yeah.
Like the tism taking over of the door and the yogurt. And this
Agreed.
Why isn't it 9 attempts and this is still going on?
And then it goes away quick, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Versus someone ticking me off or, getting mad is not something I normally do.
Pretty chill.
There are no videos in there, but I did get audio of him yelling at the yogurt.
Let's hear it.
You're a pain in my ass! You make me want to smoke!
Fair enough. We have got a lot to get to. Coming up, of course, 7 o'clock, sometime between 7 and 8 a.m., your chance to win those tickets for Sonic Temple. Thanks to Buckeye City Motorsports, you will hear the Sonic Temple Song of the Day sometime between 7 and 8 a.m., and you're going to get those tickets for Saturday's show. You get those single-day tickets. That's the Lincoln Park and Incubus Day. So make sure you've got the alarm set sometime between 7 and 8 a.m. Right now, let's get to the Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got?
All right, $25 to waterbeds and stuff. Be the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. There is a new biopic called Queen of the Ring coming out. And Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Bad Omens did a cover song for the soundtrack. They covered this legendary classic rock song. Corey Taylor and Bad Omens. What song did they cover? Tell us first at 99700. You'll get the gift card.
Let's get the answer for Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got for us?
All right, our question was, what classic rock song did Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Bad Omens cover for a new movie? It's a biopic called Queen of the Ring. And
who's it about? Who's the Queen of the Ring?
Her name is Mildred Burke. She became the first ever $1 million athlete.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who she is, though.
Boxing? Wrestling? What?
Wrestling.
Oh, okay.
So it's an untold story of wrestling legend Mildred Burke.
Okay.
Yeah, first $1 million athlete. How have I never... this
$1 million female athlete?
Just says she was the first $1 million athlete. I watched wrestling for a long time when I was young, but I don't remember. And maybe this she's got a different name, a wrestling name. Maybe that's a real name, and they're not telling me her wrestling name, which I don't know why the story wouldn't. But yeah, it's called Queen of the Ring, and this is part of the soundtrack, the song that Corey Taylor and Bad Omens did.
He's got the voice to fit the song, for sure.
Kind of gives me chills a little bit.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. And she was the first $1 million female athlete in
is
history.
that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Did she have a different stage name?
Let me see.
I think she went by your mom.
Yes. Well done, Kelly. It doesn't say that I can see here. Who's our winner?
That would be Sean Avery from MacArthur, Ohio, which is down in Benton County, and he said he has to drive 2-hour commute every day and listens to us every morning.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Thanks
He said
very
he
much.
texts in all the time, and we respond to him. By the way, Queen of the Ring will be in theaters March 7th.
All right, make sure you check it out. This is an interesting survey, and I could totally see this, and I'm just kind of curious where we all fall on this, because I don't care what side of the aisle you fall on, but there have been people over the past many years who have said, that's it, I'm out. I'm leaving the country, I'm done. If this happens, I'm moving.
Yeah,
Right.
Heard that all over the place. So they ask people, okay, fine, you're leaving. Where are you going? So that's the question. Let's say you're fed up, end all be all, you're packing up and heading out, you had your choice. What country are you moving to? And I'm going to see if yours falls on this list. Kelly, do you know where you would go?
I'm going to Canada. I don't really love freezing cold weather, but I do love how gorgeous, like Vancouver. My top of my bucket list is Banff. And I want to go to Banff. So, yes, I'm going to Canada. They speak English. They seem cool, nice. That's where I'm headed, north of the border.
Okay, what is Banff?
Banff National Forest, National Park.
Okay.
It's just look up pictures.
I've heard Vancouver, British Columbia is just absolutely amazing. I've never been. But
It's really cool. I've never been to Banff, and I absolutely want to go there. Yeah.
Okay. Thick, where would you go?
Well, there's no way I'm going to a colder climate than I'm already in. That's for sure.
Okay.
And what if they become the 51st state? Then you haven't left.
There's that too.
I'm going to New Zealand.
New Zealand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to New Zealand.
Boy.
I thought you'd pick like an island.
Well, I thought about Aruba, but New
Yeah.
Zealand is an island in the South
No,
Pacific.
I know, but
it's gorgeous.
Aruba's so close that you could actually visit your family if you wanted
Well,
to.
and that would be the other place. I don't know what I would do in Aruba. I mean, it's 5 miles by 20 miles. It's 100 square mile island.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
right.
my problem.
I'm going to be working in tourism
you
somehow.
get that weird island sickness that they test you for if you're going to go work in Hawaii to see if you can handle life on an island.
I believe it.
Companies will test you for like your mental stability and being able to handle that type of like seclusion.
I forgot.
They do it.
It wasn't Cancun. Where was it? The Bahamas?
Caymans?
There's what was it?
Caymans?
Yes,
Islands?
the Cayman Islands. Yes.
Oh.
I applied for a radio job to do a morning show down in the Cayman Islands.
I would do that.
And then I was like, but I was doing a little more research, and I was like, yeah, but you're living on basically half of Rhode Island is your entire life.
yeah.
And it's like, I
It's a
don't
lot.
know if I could do that because I'm a city guy.
Yeah.
You know, if I could build a house in the heart of downtown, I would do it because I want the stuff. I want walkability. You know,
Yeah.
so but I'm with like Toronto. I would love to go to Toronto, but yeah, I don't want to go someplace colder.
Where would you go?
Oh man, Japan.
Japan.
No, that's not
okay.
bad.
Probably Japan.
So it's funny, in New Zealand, that is like the #1 destination for rich Americans. They are buying up land like crazy.
Yeah,
Really?
did
in
they limit
New
the amount of
Zealand.
land you could buy?
There
if
is a
you
limit,
weren't-
yeah, but there's just tons and tons of Americans with money are buying land in New Zealand. So I feel like
I can't be that far.
And I assume it's a lot like Australia. I mean, it's right next to Australia.
Yeah.
So
Smaller.
I think there's probably radio that, because I know Australian radio stations pay Americans a lot of money to do radio in Australia.
They do that in Japan.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Okay, we'll see.
Some text rolling in. Let's see. Jeff says, I'm going to Scotland first, Ireland second, Germany third. Okay. Brian
that's
said,
cool.
Brian said I'm going to Japan as well. Yep. So the list, asking Americans where they would go, 10-1. Number 10, Germany. Number 9, Scotland. Number 8, Costa Rica.
Okay.
Number 7, Switzerland. I couldn't do so. I
could do it for the skiing.
Maybe for or for the women. Number 6, France. Number 8, Ireland. Number 4, Australia. I'm sorry, number 5 was Ireland. Number 4 was Australia. Number 3 was England. Number 2 was Italy. And number 1 on the list, Canada.
No way am I going to a colder climate.
Yeah.
I think you'd be okay. I really think you'd be okay. It's so gorgeous.
The fishing is amazing.
The fishing, the wildlife, the city life in Vancouver. It's really spectacular.
The Canadian Football League is kind of
And I'm assuming, the Canadian Football League is trash. But again, if you're looking at places like Vancouver or Toronto, I don't think it's going to be terribly different from, the Midwest. Maybe a little bit.
I mean, it could be like
about
Buffalo, maybe. You go to Buffalo, right across the border.
Yeah, I don't want to live in
Buffalo.
I'm
not living in
either.
Buffalo, but I am going Western Canada. That is where I'm going. Absolute Western Alberta, Vancouver, or British Columbia. That's where I would land.
Okay.
But they do start getting their first snowfall in like Saskatchewan in August.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
September.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Sometimes it's just your own damn fault. 29-year-old guy in Vancouver, British Columbia, got sloppy drunk at a wedding on Saturday. People took his keys away to stop him from driving drunk. Great. As your friend should do. Take keys away and be like, no, you can't drive. This was around 1:45 in the morning. He wasn't happy about it and actually started a fight at the wedding. So the cops showed up, they arrested him for breach of peace, and they drove him home to sleep it off. Again, you got lucky.
Yeah, pretty nice.
You get arrested, but you know what? We're not taking you to jail. We're going to drive you home just so you can sleep it off. Well, instead of just passing out and going to bed like you should have, he decided to call an Uber, went back to the wedding to get his car, and then drove drunk anyways. And it just so happens his route on the way home made him speed past the police station at 3:50 a.m., going twice the speed limit. They clocked him going 76 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone. So they arrested him again and tossed him in jail to sober up. He's facing drunk driving charges and lost his license for at least 3 months.
And that's a guy who, he'll drive on a suspended.
He
that.
doesn't care. Yeah. And let me rephrase. I'm sorry. This story took place in Vancouver, British Columbia. He was going 123 kilometers per hour in a 50 kilometer hour per hour. 50 kilometer.
Yeah. K.
50
K.
50 km.
KM.
Per.
Yeah.
You get the point.
I do.
Yeah, okay. Almost a disaster averted in Maine when a truck caught on fire on the highway, a semi-truck with a big cargo load, and the flames engulfed the truck quickly. And unfortunately, witnesses noticed that the flames were turning different colors. It wasn't your normal, orange and red fire. There were blues and greens and yellows and purples coming out of this flame. So people got very concerned, and as the police showed up, they thought we might be dealing with hazardous materials. What else is going to make these odd burning colors? So they called in the hazmat team. They called in the emergency services team that deals with evacuations for the surrounding area. They were ready to go all out with public health notices from the flames and the smoke and the wind blowing. Well, thankfully, they were able to get a hold of the company and found out, no, do not fret. This is nothing more than a truckload of curly fries.
Curly flies.
It was curly fries.
Curly flies.
Curly flies, yes.
I thought you were going to say
fries?
like paint or food coloring or something.
No.
What are we eating?
That's my question.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about Arby's?
It
Or
doesn't
just in
say.
general,
Yeah, it
yeah,
doesn't
'cause
say
you
in general.
can't buy
but
curly
it was
fries, that's right, yeah.
frozen curly French fries and not hazardous materials that was in the back of this truck.
Okay, that is worrisome.
But yeah, that really makes you think because we all, Science 101, different things burn with different
Right.
color flames, mostly chemical induced, and it's like, okay, what are we eating?
Oh, dang.
What substance is in these curly fries that is making the rainbow flame come out of the back of this truck? That is a bit worrisome.
Let's hope it's coming from that thick plastic bags there.
Maybe it's the bag or something.
Let's hope.
The insulation of the truck,
truck,
because they're trying to keep them frozen. I don't know, but
Let's hope.
That's very worrisome for sure. That is your not so breaking news. I saw this article on Vice.com. I thought it'd be funny to talk about and debate real quick because they did the Mount Rushmore of grunge music. So they're talking the 4 bands that kind of define grunge music. So before I give you the list and who's on the Mount Rushmore of grunge music, do you have a guess, Kelly? Who would you put on the Mount Rushmore of grunge
I'm
music?
assuming Nirvana's there.
Okay.
I'm assuming Alice in Chains.
Okay.
I'm assuming Pearl Jam.
Okay.
And then maybe I'll say Soundgarden.
Okay. What do you think, Vic?
It's got to be those 4 unless you're going to replace, because STP.
Yeah,
You would replace one with STP, but I would replace Pearl Jam with STP,
Okay.
but that's me personally.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you this.
Mother
Kelly
love
got 100% on the test.
I figured.
Yeah.
It had to be.
You got it exactly right.
I mean, those are the biggest.
And this is kind of interesting too because they compared them to the faces, the people that are actually on Mount Rushmore. So Alice in Chains, they say Alice in Chains is Abraham Lincoln, as famous for good times as he was for bad, leading the country through the Civil War. Alice in Chains, they were always in the middle of something harsh, you had drug issues and death and things like that. Pearl Jam, Theodore Roosevelt. Teddy had caused had causes that he took up for, namely the preservation of nature. Similarly, Pearl Jam has always had things they were outspoken about, like gun violence, environment issues, the price of concert tickets, things like that. Soundgarden, they said, is Thomas Jefferson. Their strong yet melodic creations help forge a path from the 80s into the 90s, just as Jefferson is as essential as Washington when telling the American story. Soundgarden is just as essential as Nirvana, and Nirvana is George Washington.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of
Makes sense.
the top, America's first president, the face of the country, just like Kurt Cobain is basically the face of grunge music. So there you go. Well done, Kelly.
Hey, thank you.
100% on the test.
Very
Nirvana,
nice.
Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, and Alice in Chains, the Mount Rushmore of grunge music. But it got me thinking, like, if you were to expand that a little bit, what would be, Kelly, your Mount Rushmore of rock? Now, if there's a grunge band in there, grunge falls under the rock category.
Does
But
it include classic rock?
yeah,
All rock.
all rock. What would be your Mount
I bet
Rushmore?
I could do them.
All right.
You think you
why
can
don't-
name Kelly's?
Yeah, try.
Queen,
Absolutely number 1.
Megadeth,
Absolutely.
Steely Dan.
Absolutely. Very good.
Oh,
What?
God, I got to get one more here.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll get this, but you might. You might.
Saturday Night Fever does not count as rock.
I do love Bee Gees, but it's not on. It's not on my list.
You
Okay.
can't call Bee Gees
Can't think
rock.
of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Come
All right.
on.
I'll give you that. A System of a Down.
Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
should have known. No, it is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Well
Oh, we've
done.
been working together for
I know your
25
number 1
years.
is Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
100%.
Yep.
And then we're going Guns N' Roses.
No.
Darn it.
Well,
Go ahead.
Metallica's going to be on there.
Metallica.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh boy. Now I'm stuck.
Okay, you got Zeppelin and Metallica.
got Zeppelin and Metallica.
You may not get a fourth one, but you got to get one of the two.
Foghat.
Come on, Kelly.
Kesha.
No. Oh, my gosh, Kelly, who am I a massive fan
You're
of?
a massive fan of Marilyn Manson.
Yes.
Of course.
yes. And then the other one is Ozzy.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
good.
okay, that makes
All
sense.
right, what about you?
I'm a little bit on the newer side of rock than people you listed. My Mount Rushmore is Audioslave, Godsmack, Foo Fighters, and then number 1 is Linkin Park.
Okay,
All right.
very
Okay.
nice. I like that list.
Wow, Godsmack on your Mount Rushmore.
Godsmack.
Yeah. I like Godsmack. I was always live. I was actually working, let's air quote, security at Pine Knob, which is like Kemba Live, the outdoor type venue. And Godsmack was there. And boy, Sully's just a tiny, tiny little guy.
He is a little dude.
He is a little dude with a big voice. But
were you on his personal detail?
I was not on his personal detail, but I was in the hallway of the walk from the dressing rooms to the stage.
Yeah.
So but
and that does make a difference in the list if you have seen them live and it was been an incredible experience. Or met them before, you're like, fan for life.
And he's one of they are one of those bands where you could pop in the CD or listen to a song on the your iPhone or whatever, and then see them live. Exactly the same. Linkin Park's the same way. They sound so good live, exactly like they would on an album. And then Godsmack. And there are a few bands like that that are just that good that sound exactly like they do.
They're that good. Aerosmith sounds amazing
long time ago.
They sound perfect.
So, do you know who Sully's favorite NFL team is?
The Lions.
New England Patriots.
Oh.
They were doing a concert in Seattle several years ago, and they started chanting Seahawks, and he stopped the show and started arguing with the fans, and then started freelancing a song making fun of the Seahawks, and it's in the Godsmack theme sound. I'll get it for you. You got to hear it. It is priceless.
Okay. All right. If you've got one, feel free to text it in 99700. What would be on your Mount Rushmore of rock music? It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
4 kids and an adult are being treated after suffering carbon monoxide poisoning in northeast Columbus. Mifflin Township Fire Chief Scott Davis says the people were removed from a home on Barrel Avenue off Agler Road at about 9:30 yesterday morning. Officials say 4 of the individuals were in stable condition. 1 of the juveniles listed as serious. Officials called in workers with Columbia Gas to help investigate. Oscar winner Gene Hackman, his wife Betsy Arakawa, and their dog were all found dead in their Santa Fe home yesterday afternoon. No cause of death has been given, but authorities say they do not suspect foul play. Hackman, is probably one of the greatest actors of our time. I would say. He's been acting since I think 1961 is his earliest credit. He's been acting forever. Known for a million things. Just a few are The French Connection, The Royal Tenenbaums, Get Shorty, Hoosiers, Mississippi Burning, Unforgiven. He retired from acting in the 90s. He and his wife Betsy have been married since 1991. She was a classical pianist. He was 95. She was 63. They've been married for quite a long time. Could not find out any information on the dog, although I have tried multiple times.
That's so crazy to think he stopped acting in the 90s.
Yes.
Like it's been 25 years since he's been in something?
Yeah.
That's insane. I'm torn between Runaway Jury.
Ooh, that was a good
one. Oh my God. What the hell did he do with Denzel? The Sub. Were they on the Sub? Not Hunt for Red October. What the hell is that movie?
Crimson
Tide.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, those are my 2 favorite roles of his.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners. Okay?
Yeah, that's not how that works, Gene. Sorry. You either get the W or you don't. He was the first person to give away participation trophies.
Right.
That's great.
But that's very unfortunate, especially since it was him, his wife, and the dog. I mean, is that another carbon monoxide situation?
It sounds like that. They said there was nothing, was not a criminal incident. That's what they're saying right now. So
he didn't go all Chris Benoit and the family. And
no.
He was such a great Lex Luthor.
Oh, yeah.
Superman.
Yep.
I would say Get Shorty is my favorite Gene
Hackman.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Get Shorty
That's such a good one. Yeah.
So good.
Now, he wasn't the main star, but one of the best movies he was in was The Firm.
Oh, that was a great
movie as well.
Oh, yeah. 39-year-old actress Michelle Trachtenberg was found dead in bed yesterday, just months after receiving a liver transplant. Police say Trachtenberg's mother went to check on her at her Manhattan apartment, found her unresponsive. Trachtenberg played Harriet the Spy when she was a kid in the mid-90s, and then went on to do Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gossip Girl, among many other credits. That was really sad to read that as well. And those are your three things.
I disagree. A great white shark coming at you with his mouth open. I fear that as well. I'm just saying. There are other things to fear. I was looking over this article, and it was listing the biggest flops that were hyped as the next big thing. And some of these I absolutely remember, and some of them I'm like, I'd never heard of these before ever. Like number one on the list. Remember the next big thing was going to be Google Plus?
Oh,
it was gonna
yes.
it was gonna be the Facebook killer. Everyone was gonna move over to Google Plus, and that was gonna be the new social network.
I remember that. I remember actually moving to Google Plus and then never going back.
Oh, did you
ever.
really?
Yeah.
I never did. Nope. I remember I thought I wanted one of these. I knew someone that had one. The technology was there, just not quite. 3D TVs.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
You actually bought the goggles or the glasses. Just wasn't quite good enough. I don't even remember this one. Quibi? Quibi?
Yeah. Is that the short form shows?
Yeah.
Is that the 5-minute shows or whatever?
So, yeah.
Their description is it was supposed to change streaming forever. So I don't know what short. I mean,
it was a streaming service.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I think the shows were really like digestible, fat. Like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had never even heard of it. No idea. Also on the list for the next big thing, the metaverse.
I was what I was going to say.
Really?
Yeah, because I crapped all over it from day one, didn't I, Kelly? The metaverse and the NFTs. I'm like, none of that is getting any of my money. No chance.
How the NFT, how anyone spent anything.
That's what I'm saying.
On an NFT. A digital picture that you own? Excuse me?
I do want to buy the Apparently kid. Apparently, I've never been on live TV before. I'd like to own that.
But, Kelly, you do know you can't buy people. That's been illegal for quite a while now.
Just the video.
Yeah, okay.
That's all I want.
Oh, the video.
The NFT.
Okay. Because that's not what you said. You said, I want to buy the Apparently kid. Yeah,
You're right. My mistake. I misspoke.
Here's another thing that was supposed to be the next big thing. Zune.
Zune?
Yeah, Zune.
I never heard of that.
What's Zune?
Microsoft's version of the iPod. It was their little music player.
Zune. Yes, I remember that. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Zune. What did you think? What else would be Zune?
What, Z-O-O? I was thinking of Zoom, the video conference, and then I just put an M at the end instead.
Z-U-N-E.
Like Zoom, the TV show. We're going to Zoom. Anyway.
The next big thing, the Segway.
Yeah.
Hey, they still do those tours.
They do the tours, but like as a personal transportation device, not so much.
Never took off.
Nope. Especially since the inventor of the Segway, I think, drove off a cliff in a Segway.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah. That's not a good selling point.
Whoops-a-daisy.
Google Glasses.
Yes.
Although they're still trying to continue to tweak that, and they keep re-releasing them. But it just doesn't, I mean, it's been like 10 years. And it's like, I don't know, again, if the technology's quite there yet. They're still clunky and kind of big.
Are they what you're supposed to wear for sunglasses, or is it like an Oculus?
Well, I think it's a combination of the two, but you're supposed to be able to look at something and tell your Google Glasses to take a picture.
Oh,
or I think some of the new technology is you look at something and say, tell me what this is, and it's got, Google built in. So, I don't know. I haven't heard of this. QCat. Apparently it came out in the early years of the internet. It could scan special barcodes from magazines and stuff and load web pages. So kind of like an early QR code, basically.
Okay.
But I had never heard of a QCat before.
QCat. Is that like MC Scat Cat?
Not quite,
anything like
but
that? Okay.
you would hope. I do remember this. I had one. I loved it. I wish it took off more. The Sega Dreamcast.
I was going to say that one too.
I used to love.
You loved it, huh?
I did.
It's a gaming system.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the evolution of the Sega Genesis. kind of right when the Xbox came out, it was Sega's version of the PlayStation, the Xbox, and the Dreamcast.
Why did it fail?
I just don't think the games were as strong as, the Xbox and the PlayStation.
Yeah, you couldn't compete.
Yeah, I don't know if Sega put enough behind it, but I think NFL 2K that came out on the Dreamcast was a great game.
Do you remember VHS and Betamax? And Betamax was supposedly this far superior way to watch a movie or something, but it never took off.
Do you know why?
No.
This is the God's honest truth.
Yeah.
The reason VHS took off is because porn decided to go with VHS instead of Betamax.
That makes sense.
So they released all the adult films on VHS, and VHS blew up.
You can't beat porn.
You cannot. Absolutely. Well, the same thing happened with DVD, HD DVD, and Blu-ray. Blu-ray took off, HD DVD completely fell off the map. Last one, VR. Not quite there yet.
It's getting pretty popular,
They're still trying. They're still fighting, but it's been going on for a very long time.
I'm interested in it. Like, I would kind of love to have an Oculus.
They're fun.
Yeah.
The Oculus is fun.
They're all right.
But, again, it's just not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Remember how Y2K was supposed to be?
Oh, yeah,
so
absolutely.
Crazy. And then 2012, the end of the Mayan calendar, the world was going to end.
Although that was like the umpteenth time the Mayan calendar was supposed to end. Come on.
How about that U2 album that they made everybody download was supposed to be the next big thing?
I don't know.
The XFL.
I don't know who thought that was going to be a good idea.
Do you know who I feel like is just constantly getting jammed in my face? And I'm like, no, it's never going to happen. Jared Leto. Why? Quit. Wait,
why do you think he's getting jammed in your face?
Because he always gets cast in things I don't care about. Suicide Squad. Well, I don't care about you. And they keep... I don't know. There's just something to me that's so unappealing about Jared Leto. Why is that?
I don't know.
I'm like, quit forcing Jared Leto on me.
I don't mind him in certain things. I think some of his choices his version of Joker I don't like. I think he was, I think Morbius was an awful movie. I think 30 Seconds to Mars is okay. I'm not mad at 30 Seconds to Mars.
You know what else I don't appreciate? Bitcoin. I don't care. I don't know what it is. I don't care about it. Quit trying to jam it in my face.
M. Night Shyamalan was supposed to be the next big thing.
He is a big thing.
What are you talking about? He's had quite a few hits.
Everybody craps on everything he does.
He's generated a lot. Well,
that's because you cannot beat The Sixth Sense. You can't beat that movie.
Yeah, when you come out with the gold standard. No, The Happening's awful. You're running away from the wind. Like, come on. No.
It was kind of funny, though.
Man, sometimes coincidences can really make you just kind of think. Like, we've been talking over the past couple weeks, out of nowhere, the amount of incidences involving airplanes has gone through the roof for some reason.
Right.
Very strange. And it kind of makes you just think. You're like, wait, why? What? How? We haven't had issues in so long, any kind of major issues. And just yesterday, thankfully, Kelly reported in your news, the Southwest plane that was landing at Midway that almost T-boned a private jet, which would have been
those wheels
disastrous.
Were inches from the ground before the pilot pulled up and missed that private jet.
So it kind of makes you think. And this caught my attention because, I've shared the fact that I used to be an avid skydiver. I used to spend my weekends jumping.
You have, how many do you have? How many jumps?
320. Something like that.
That's wild.
Yeah, quite a few. Well, there is a drop zone in Arizona called Skydive Arizona, and it's actually one of the largest drop zones in the world. In fact, I'm actually now wondering if it's the one I almost worked at, because about 15 years ago or so, I'd lost my job in radio, and I was kind of like, all right, I'm done. Let me do something else. And I found a job, and it was back in my skydiving days, and they would actually put you up. They had little bunkers and stuff where you could sleep if you worked there. And I would do the manifest and schedule people skydiving and things like that. But funny enough, I got in a car accident in Denver I was going Detroit, Kansas City, Denver, Las Vegas, Arizona. And I got in a car accident in Denver, and I got stuck there while they were trying to fix my car. And I fell in love with Denver, and I just didn't leave, and I got back in radio. So
wow,
never made it there. But I bring it up because this particular drop zone in Arizona is coming under scrutiny because they have had 3 skydivers die in the past month.
What?
That is just unheard of.
I'm guessing that's bad for business.
Gotta be bad for business. Now, but here's the other crazy thing. All of these skydivers are experienced skydivers. One of them had a parachute malfunction. That is, God forbid, unfortunate. But the others were not. Like the latest that just happened this past weekend was a 47-year-old man who was actually trying to do a specialized landing, but he misjudged and came in a little hot and didn't make it. So that's kind of, I guess, on him. But still, I can't imagine how that's going to... If you're going for your first time, if you're going to do your first tandem jump, which I recommend everybody do, that's going to make you pause for a minute when you're like, wait a minute, you've had how many deaths in the past month? I mean, I'm not a believer in, like, luck, but that's bad luck.
We don't think sabotage, do we?
Oh, that would be so bad.
That would be... It's a good movie idea. Isn't it a good movie idea?
What? Sabotaging someone's rig? The skydiving rig?
Yeah.
Well, they did it in the Wesley Snipes movie's Drop Zone.
Oh.
They must, yeah.
It's already a movie?
It's already a movie.
Thanks, Wesley.
Sorry. Yeah, 1994 Drop Zone. I recommend it.
It's an old movie.
Go check it out. It's a good one. Here's one for you. If you're into TikTok trends, feel free, if you want to give this one a try, the latest TikTok trend, dropping heavier and things on your foot. Yep, that's the whole trend. You start with something small and you drop it on your foot, and then you go bigger and bigger to see how bad it hurts.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Call me when they start doing it to their wieners.
Okay, I wouldn't participate, but that is a trend that I would absolutely watch on TikTok. Welcome to your Thursday. It's going to be a decent day. High of about 50 again. If you want to get out and about, we might see a few showers later in the afternoon. I saw this article, and I thought it would be kind of interesting to play along because it was innocent or guilty. And it was a whole list of questions that you could play with your friends and find out and guess whether or not they're innocent or guilty. And as we are still kind of learning about each other, I thought this might be a little fun game to play. So we're going to take it to court. All right? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to read a scenario, and then we're going to take guesses about each other and whether or not you think we're innocent or guilty of said thing.
I don't like this game.
Are you a little worried?
Yeah, maybe.
I love it. I feel like we're going to get the real juice. Like the stuff that matters is coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have the People's Court or Judge Judy or any of the
Law and Order?
Law and Order. Yeah. Law and Order. That's a good one. Okay, here we go. First, innocent or guilty. Pretended to be busy to avoid hanging out with someone. Now,
Guilty.
What? Okay, I was going to say that, yes, I believe both of you are guilty of said offense. Now, Kelly, would you say the same thing about Thick and I?
I would say, I'm going to guess maybe... I'm going to say Goose guilty, Thick Rick not guilty. This man is way too honest for his own good. He'll tell you what he's doing, even if it's like crazy, so that if he doesn't want to hang out with you. He'll say, honest. No, thank you, I don't want to. That is how he's an honest person.
Okay, interesting.
You don't ever have to worry where you stand with him. He's not going to be like, oh, I got a doctor's appointment, and when he really doesn't.
Okay.
Thick Rick would never do that.
Thick, Kelly and I, what do you think? Are both of us guilty? One of us guilty?
That one there, I feel like the majority of the planet has done that.
Okay.
So I'm going to say everybody's guilty.
You're guilty on both. See, I agree with you. I think everybody on the planet has made up an excuse to change their plans and didn't want to go out. So I will be the first to admit I am absolutely guilty of that. I have done that for sure.
Yeah.
Kelly?
Same. Absolutely guilty. I probably did it yesterday. That's how guilty I am. I don't want to ever hurt somebody's feelings, but sometimes I just don't want to do anything.
Yeah. I'm kind of a non-confrontational person.
Yeah.
So if it's a little white lie to not do something, yeah. Now, Kelly was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I don't know that I ever, like, canceled something and made something up to cancel it. But I can easily find something to do so that I wouldn't be lying.
Okay. All right.
Intentionally find something to do.
Well, I mean, I always have something that needs done.
Of course.
You know,
right.
It just happened to happen at that moment.
Okay.
You do kind of ooze integrity, so I believe that you would actually do the thing you said you were going to have to do.
I would.
Yeah.
All right. Here's one. Innocent or guilty. Read someone's private email or notes. Like maybe the computer was left open. There was something on a desk. You got. I don't know. Somehow you got into someone's voicemail or something.
Okay.
You intentionally read or heard something you weren't supposed to. Intentionally. Yes. Intentionally. Like you saw the computer open and you're like, I got to take a peek. Or you saw like one word on a notepad on the desk. You're like, I have to know more about that.
Kelly's definitely looking for juice.
Oh, really? I thought she'd be too, like, tiptoey. Little too, I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not going to do it.
Come on, Kelly loves to hear the juice.
Dude, if you leave your paycheck in an envelope there, I'll hold it up to the light. I want to know the business. Yes.
Okay.
Guilty.
So you're straight up guilty.
Yes.
I'm going to say you wouldn't, Goose.
Okay. Yeah. I say yes, we all would.
You say yes,
I say
we all
guilty,
would.
guilty.
Okay, well,
Both
I
of
can
you.
tell you right now how many there's been so many times when I have walked into any of the studios in this building and somebody was still logged into Facebook or they were still logged into their email, and I didn't not even a second, I immediately logged it out.
Oh, that's
I don't
really
want to
nice.
know. It's none of my business. And sometimes you can have knowledge that you wish you didn't have.
That's true. Sometimes ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
Plus, it's coworkers.
Yeah.
And now you're getting into. I feel like that's like maybe not legally criminal, but work-wise criminal.
Yeah.
You know, what
Immoral.
I mean? Immoral.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, same. I would never do it either. Go on, Goose.
I'm trying to remember if I have. Because having what we refer to in the industry as radio PTSD, having been through things, been through cutbacks and budget cuts and layoffs, or changing in the management, and you're like, what's going to happen? But honestly, I don't think I ever have. I think I'm pretty innocent of that one.
Yes.
Sorry, Kelly. No,
Kelly.
sorry, Kelly. A little late on that one.
I'm the only one. Who
You're the
does
only
that?
one.
In this room.
In this room.
I guarantee you're not the only one, though.
Yep.
I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I'm sorry. I am a bad person. I could not resist.
Just on that one scenario, another innocent or guilty. Have you ever fallen asleep at work? Now, it would be a little difficult, obviously, during the show, I would think. But have you ever fallen asleep at work? Kelly, I'm going to say you're innocent. Thick, you work like a dog. You work pretty hard. So I have to assume at some point you have either dozed off or intentionally taken a little siesta in a studio somewhere. So I'm going to say you're guilty. Kelly, what do you think? Thick and I?
Guilty. Both of you. Guilty.
Okay.
I don't think Kelly's guilty. I'm just going to say no, it hasn't happened to you, Goose.
Okay.
Just, you've been lucky.
Well, I'll be the first to admit I have intentionally 100%
On
shut
purpose?
my door and slept at my desk. Tilt the chair back, I'm taking a nap, without a doubt. I've been doing morning radio for so long, but like a lot of us in radio, I've had other jobs where I was in, like middle management or something, and there have been times I've had really long days. About 1 o'clock, I'll shut that door and turn the light off, no problem.
Nice.
No problem.
Kelly?
Okay, would you say that passing out because you drank too much the night before and missed your first break? That counts. I was asleep in the ladies' restroom in the early 90s after
a couch.
Joe Satriani. Huh? No, not in here.
Oh.
This is the early 90s.
Okay.
I fell asleep on the floor of the public bathroom at work because I had been drinking the night before at a Joe Satriani concert. I didn't get home till 3 a.m., had to be at work at 4. So I I'm ashamed to admit it, went to work and went into the bathroom and laid on that cool floor with my cheek. It felt so good.
Wow.
And the next thing I remember is the overnight guy banging on the bathroom door saying, Kelly, Kelly, Kelly. And I'm like, what? He's like, are you coming in or am I going to do the morning show?
So, similarly, a coworker and I, the guy who was the producer of the morning show I was on in Colorado Springs, we went out one night on a Tuesday to sing karaoke, and we ended up staying too long, ended up closing the bar down. So we went right to the studio
right there.
And slept in the office on the floor, and our cleaning lady came into the office, and when she went to open the door hit my feet. She went running and screaming down the hallway to the other morning show. He did! So scared.
Oh.
And it's like, what? And she's like, oh, no. He's and she came and woke me up.
He's just drunk.
And I went and did the morning show. Vic, you ever sleep at work?
So we used to carry the Howard Stern show here from the mid-'90s till he went to satellite. And I engineered the show every morning. And there was a late night the night before one of the mornings, and I'm sitting there, and, you just got to monitor the show. Greatest job in the world, by the way, getting paid to listen to that show.
Right, yeah.
But all of a sudden, what we call the hotline starts ringing, and I look at it, and I answer it, and it's our boss, Hal Fish, saying, why are you playing New York commercials? And I go, what? And he goes, Howard went to break, and you're still playing the New York commercials that they're airing in New York instead of our commercials. I had fallen asleep.
He was right there at the board.
I must have put my head down and just fell asleep. And so when he went to commercial break, they're playing commercials in New York on their end. We're supposed to be playing ours on our end.
Never heard so many Scores commercials in my life.
Strip club commercials are running, and our boss like, hey, what are you doing?
They opened up a new strip club. Where are we going?
I told him exactly what happened, and he said, all right, well, I do appreciate your honesty.
Right. Must have dozed off. That happens to the best of us. Well, I really hope you were listening to Ronnie at 420 yesterday, because if you were, you would have known that is the Sonic Temple song of the day from Buckeye City Motorsports, walking away with tickets for Saturday's show, which will be Incubus and that band right there, Lincoln Park, Somewhere I Belong. Vic, who is our winner?
That would be Lily McLean from Columbus. She would have gone on with us, but she was at work, and she was trying to talk quiet, so she couldn't go on the air.
Oh, so we just announced her name and blasted her that she's calling in to play radio contest.
Well,
okay. Maybe we should have kept that on the DL.
Well, I've got to give her name. I've got to tell you who won.
Well, congratulations, Lily. So it'll happen again today, 420. Ronnie will have your Sonic Temple song of the day, and we will give away a pair of passes for Sunday's show tomorrow morning, sometime between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. All right, so we're doing this Innocent or Guilty, learning a lot about each other. Kelly is a bad person, and we'll go through your personal things.
Oh, gosh.
Pass out on your bathroom
Pass
floor.
on your bathroom.
In the old days.
Thick will sleep here at the desk at the studio at work, but he will also not to make up an excuse to come see you. He will just find something to do instead of coming to see you.
Is that why you quit drinking, Kelly?
Well, it's maybe it started everything. that was a real low for me.
Was that the top of the list there?
Yeah, that was I may have been rock bottom.
Okay. Let's see. Innocent or guilty? Have you ever Googled yourself?
Guilty.
Guilty to you too.
100%.
I think all of us have done it.
Yeah, I was going to say most of the planet.
Let's Google. Well, okay, but here's why did you Google yourself though?
I just wanted to see what would pop up. But you know what ticked me off is that there was some young soccer player at one of the Dublin high schools named Kelly Quinn, and she came up first. I'm like, hello. How rude, Google.
Jealous of a high school soccer player.
I guess she was really good, so I'll give it to her. Okay. But I'm not the first result when you Google Kelly Quinn Columbus.
Vic, what about you? Have you ever Googled yourself?
Absolutely.
Why did you, or do you know why?
Because somebody said, have you ever Googled yourself? And I went, I haven't.
Oh.
You should do it.
Okay.
I want to Google your real name.
Well, yeah. You're not going to find anything. I mean, you will find Thick Rick stuff, but it will all be Blitz.
Yeah, mine's all kind of radio related in terms of like, I started a new job here or did this.
But you've Googled yourself.
I have Googled
more than
myself.
Once?
Yep.
Like every day?
No, not every day.
You have an alert set up?
I do not have an alert set up.
I don't either.
But I have Googled find. I have Googled myself to find some of my stand-up sets that are online, like on YouTube. So when I was doing stand-up, I would, there were a couple videos out there that I would Google and look up. Yeah. All right, last one. Here we go. Have you ever stolen something more than a candy bar? Obviously, I think as a kid, a lot of us took candy bars from the corner store or whatever. Have you ever stolen something bigger? I'm going to say you're both innocent. Although Kelly, younger days, more than a candy bar, something of value, $50 or more. No, I'm going to say innocent for both of you. Kelly, what do you think?
I say Goose guilty. I say Thick Rick innocent.
Thick, what do you think?
I could see Kelly doing the candy bar thing. I don't know, man. Kelly had a strict childhood. Her parents were tough.
But sometimes those are the ones that break out the biggest.
I know, but I could see her being very afraid of doing something like that and getting caught.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, but other than something simple like that, maybe she did, but other than that, no.
No.
I don't think you either. I will tell you straight up about myself. The two, like you mentioned earlier, Kelly, I don't really get angry.
Yeah.
But if you want to make me angry, the two ways to do it are to either accuse me of something I haven't done or steal from me.
Okay.
And I don't steal from anybody.
Okay.
That is just like, no.
Any single person, no store, no nothing like that? Okay. I haven't either.
No? You have. I know you have. There's no way with all the experiences you've had in your life that you have never stolen something.
I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations has expired. I will say college-age Goose was not the most stand-up member of society. I would not fully consider myself a confidence man.
Okay.
But I was a bit of a con artist, if you will.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I ever paid for fast food or pizza, but the biggest was
like, there's a piece of glass in my food type situation.
Yeah, or I came through drive-through yesterday and they screwed up my order.
Okay, gotcha.
What you do is you ask for the customer service number and they go, "We can just handle it right here," and they just give you free. But I will say, one time I did go into a Toys R Us and I took. It wasn't like a Barbie dream house, but it was something big. And I took it off the shelf, and I took it up to the customer service, and I returned it, and I got store credit.
Same day? Like, you took it off the shelf and went to the register.
Right up to customer service, and I returned it, because I wanted to get some video games or something. So I got
it worked. It worked.
Oh, 100% it worked.
Wow.
Yeah, I made up a whole story about, it wasn't the right thing, and my mom was mad that I got the wrong thing for the baby, it was...
This is poor teenage Goose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the best thing. What are you, mouth agape
I don't believe
over there
this.
for?
Rick just texted in and said he Googled Thick Rick, and there were 104 hits on Google. Then he Googled Lord Zor, my gamer tag, and there were 323 hits on Google.
That's funny.
Okay, well, I mean, if you're number one ranked player in video games, that tends to happen.
That's
sometimes.
Hilarious.
Lord Zor, I don't know why you even go by Thick Rick. I just call you Lord Zor from now on.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Columbus police have seized about 200 illegal slot machines from 3 local businesses. 2 people have also been arrested after the investigation by police and the Ohio Casino Control Commission. The slots were taken from arcades on East Broad Street, the Crosswood Center, and West Broad Street. The Casino Control Commission has executed search warrants at 160 businesses around the state, seizing nearly 7,400 illegal slot machines. Because everyone knows only the rich can get richer. Not a small little center at Crosswoods. Ohio lawmakers are getting closer to having more restrictions in place for recreational marijuana. Yesterday, the state Senate passed a piece of legislation that modifies the referendum approved by voters that made adult use legal in Ohio. The measure would cut the legal amount of THC in products from 90 to 70% and would slash the number of marijuana plants a 2-adult household can grow from 12 down to 6. The Ohio House is working on its version of the bill as well.
90%? It was 90?
I don't know.
How high do you have to?
Yeah.
How high do you need to be?
I love it, but damn.
What's your percentage?
Oh, I have no
potency?
idea. What I grew?
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's not that. There's no way what I have is dispensary quality.
Okay.
Because that stuff's like all hydroponic, grown indoors. And,
Genetically modified.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, it is perfection.
A family in Irvine, California this week rushed their Bernese mountain dog Luna to the emergency vet after he became lethargic, started throwing up, and had a really distended abdomen. Vet took him into surgery right away and found the problem pretty quickly. This vet pulled out 24 socks, a hair scrunchie, 2 hair ties, and other assorted cloth items.
Oh, my God.
And then the vet had to perform what's called an enterotomy to pull out a onesie that was lodged in this dog's intestines.
Okay.
It loves eating cloth, I guess. Yeah.
Man.
24 socks.
I mean, those dogs are huge.
They are huge.
But still, does the dog they not feed them enough? Like, why?
I don't know, though. Some dogs they like what they like.
Do you
like dogs love underwear?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I think they like human sweat.
I would not be surprised.
Well, my friend
Salty.
pulled a pair of underwear out of her dog's butt once because it was
trying to
pooping
pass
and it
through.
got stuck.
Yep, absolutely.
You gotta get your hands down in that business.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
I mean, it's frustrating when the dryer eats a sock.
Right.
Forget 24 of them.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
That's right. Do you wash the socks and reuse them after it comes out of a dog's stomach? Or I just throw them out?
Valid question.
Yeah.
Probably throw them out.
I mean, are they Bombas? Wait, not Bombas. What are those expensive socks you buy?
I don't know. I buy them in bulk. I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Not Fruit of the Loom.
No.
All right. Those are your 3 things.
I think we have reached a moment in time where we all know, we all understand, we all realize and accept that, look, Big Brother's listening. All the time. Your phone, your at-home device, whether it be your Alexa or Google Echo, whatever it is, that they just know intentionally because that's how you get those targeted ads. They know what you're searching, and they try to advance the digital assistant. Because a lot of us have the little Alexa thing in your kitchen. You can ask it for recipes, or you can ask it to set a timer. You can ask it to Google something. You can ask it to, tell you a joke. Well, they're now taking the next level, as technology does. And the new version is going to be called Alexa Plus. It's going to be coming out like a beta version to a handful of users in March, and then to everyone else over the next couple of months if you want to get your hands on it. Basically, they're saying it's going to be more like an actual assistant that can do things for you. Like, make dinner reservations, order groceries, book an Uber, text people, buy stuff on Amazon, snag concert tickets when they hit Ticketmaster.
Wow.
But, we were talking about this before the show, and Thick brought up a good point. What about the I am not a robot box? A lot of times you have to check those.
That's right.
Or you have to click all the boxes that have sidewalks in them.
Yeah.
What do you call it? CAPTCHA?
Yeah, CAPTCHA.
CAPTCHA.
Yeah.
They say Alexa, can also browse the internet and complete tasks. One example they gave was getting an appliance fix. She can find a repair place, set up an appointment, and add it to your calendar all on its own.
How about that?
Man.
Some other things it can do.
You get your own personal FBI agent monitoring all your searches and stuff. Is that what this new one comes with?
Probably not.
Okay.
But she can remember things. Like you could tell her your family's coming over for dinner, and she might say, don't forget your nephew is gluten-free.
No way.
Yep. Can tell you other things, like telling you to leave early because traffic is bad.
I like it.
Yep. And it feels like it'll be interacting with more tech as well, whether you connect it to your phone, connect it to your TV. If you are a Prime member, you're going to get it for free. Everyone else is going to be paying about $20 a month. But Amazon Prime only costs about $15 a month, so why not just get the Amazon Prime?
Do you guys use Alexa or any type of
I don't let that bitch in my house.
No. No.
We do have one in the kitchen that, like I said, the boys will use it for a timer when they put a pizza in the oven.
Okay.
And then Nora will use it for music. I don't really use it.
Yeah.
You want to hear a little Alexa Plus?
Yeah.
Oh, hey there.
Alexa, how many books have I read this year?
Let's see. You've knocked out 3 so far.
So how many more to hit my goal?
17. It's still early, but maybe steer clear of Ulysses and the Brothers Karamazov. Heads up, Lainey Wilson tickets just dropped. No way. 4 tickets, front section, February 28th. Want me to grab them? Do your thing.
I would buy one to drop kick it across the room. That is so annoying.
That's crazy. And wait, how does it know how many books he read?
Well, I guess based, if you read them online.
If you're part of Goodreads or something.
Yeah.
It can tell you what you checked out at the library.
Kindle?
That you
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Kindle?
Yeah, you can read them on your iPad, too. This said need to check to see if the garbage went out, she'll find the exact ring clip in seconds. Like showing you taking out the garbage if you didn't remember. I'm like, really? I don't need this.
Yeah.
I don't need any of this.
I'm okay. I don't need it. Yeah, I don't need. I haven't reached the point where I can't do most of this stuff for myself.
I mean, how much more? How much lazier do we need to make ourselves?
I mean, the next thing is they're going to put a torso, arms, and legs on an Alexa head, box head,
That's
and
coming.
it's going to be walking around your house.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we
it's
have
Rosie
those.
the robot.
Yeah, really. It's going to absolutely be the actual robot, walking around and doing things for you, which I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. I don't think so.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
I believe it was yesterday. We were talking about in the not so breaking news a father who is having a very hard time right now because his daughter was born at home, and the paperwork that usually follows that is a birth certificate, social security card, and unfortunately they didn't do something in time, so they just printed a generic for government use only birth certificate, and the baby's name ended up being Unikite 13 Hotel. Yeah. And now the father's trying to fight it. And we had talked about the fact that, you got to be very careful what you name your child. It kind of sets them up. And unfortunately, it happened to this woman. There is a 63-year-old woman in New Jersey who was just arrested because she owned a New Jersey massage parlor. And according to investigators, they were not just a massage parlor. They had no problem with the happy endings. They had no problem with taking it even further. They had special back rooms you could go to.
That's where you'd find Bob Kraft.
That's where you could pay a little bit of extra money.
Yeah.
And basically found out it was basically just a prostitution ring that was being run. And they found large amounts of cash. They found large amounts of condoms all over the massage parlor. And this woman has been arrested along with a couple of her workers. And I bring this all up because I don't think this woman had any choice in life. She was set up from the beginning. She knew that she was going to be running a prostitution ring because her name is Soon Bang.
No way. Soon
Bang.
She had no choice.
She had no choice. She had a straight line. It was decided long ago what she was going to do for a living. SOONBANG.
No.
Her name was Soon Bang.
No.
Yeah. I will go a lot of places for good food. One of my favorite shows used to be Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. There were a good handful of years where I would actually plan trips around where I was going to go eat because I wanted to visit. I've probably been to 75 diners,
kidding.
drive-ins, and dives.
Oh, that's cool.
Across country.
That's a nice tour. I like that.
Yeah, anytime I would go somewhere, I would absolutely plan my food around diners, drive-ins, and dives.
All right.
And, you know, one of the cool things about those shows is you can find not only the hole in the walls, but you can find unique places to get food. I've been to a couple gas stations that were known for their chicken sandwiches, or, you know, you go to a pool hall because they've got unbelievable chicken wings. You can find good food just about anywhere, and that is why people are showing up to Funeral Home in China, because it went viral that they have these amazing noodles that they serve for mourning families who are also obviously provided food for the service and things like that.
Can you go if you're not part?
So here's the deal. People started dressing up and putting on nicer clothes,
like all black,
and walking into funerals just to try the noodles.
They have minds just like you, Kelly.
They're funeral crashing.
That's exactly it.
It was the first thing she thought.
Because I want to try these noodles.
Absolutely. Have you ever faked something to try something or get in somewhere?
I mean, I had a fake ID to get into the bars when I was 16.
Campus bars.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
When I was living in Colorado, when I owned my little restaurant, I had a guy come in who was there visiting because he was being interviewed and moving from Michigan, and he found us because we served like coney dogs and sliders and things that I missed from Michigan. That's why I opened up the restaurant. And we got to talking about Michigan and things like that, and he was there searching for a house, and he goes, "Do you know whose house I just went to look at that I'm thinking about buying?" And it was Linda Schembeckler.
No kidding.
The wife of Coach Bo Schembeckler, of course, the famous Michigan coach.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had no idea she moved out there and had a house out there. I called a real estate friend of mine, and I was like, am I allowed to go see if I act like I'm buying the house, can I go see the house? And they said absolutely not, because the house was like $1.5 million. Right. And when you look at houses of that magnitude, like you have to be able to prove
before you can even look at it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, you have to be able to prove that you're a serious buyer before you can even go in.
Yeah, because people do that. Didn't we talk about that a couple weeks ago?
Well,
people will go and look at houses even though they're not going to buy them?
Well, they'll do like the parade of homes, and you can go, they intentionally set it up where you can go tour the homes.
Well, sure, yeah, we've had those here.
But like an open house, your neighbors will tour around your house. They're not going to buy it. They just want to see what you've got.
But to answer your question, the funeral home did get word that people were faking being members of families to come try these noodles. So now they have said, okay, we're going to open it up during certain times where they will actually serve the noodles.
Oh, wow.
So you don't have people faking, their funeral attendants.
No, I went to elementary school with him.
We have I can't remember the name of it, but we have a funeral home here now that has a liquor license.
Evergreen.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So they celebration of life.
Yeah.
And they want to serve drinks.
They have a bar.
Yeah.
I'm Jim, Linda's daughter, the third cousin.
Exactly.
You don't remember me?
Hey, can I get a captain and diet?
Right. So, I would absolutely, if I was in this area, I would absolutely go visit a funeral home. If they raved about the noodles, I would make that a destination stop and go try the noodles.
Okay.
I would have no problem eating a meal at a funeral home.
Me neither.
I'm in. I'm all about
100%.
it. 997 The Blitz. High of 51 today. Some scattered PM showers could come around, but all in all, not too bad. Another decent day tomorrow, but then we cool off for the weekend, unfortunately. Why can't we have the 50-degree weather over the weekend? We're going to get back down into the 30s over the weekend.
Welcome to Columbus, my friend.
Yeah, it's the Midwest in general, for sure. So yesterday off the air, I can't even remember what I was reading exactly, but someone had mentioned something, and I said it here in the studio, and both of you just opened mouth agape, eyes wide open, had never heard of this thing before.
Never.
And now, I did not have one in my household, but I absolutely know of people who did.
Would you say this is a Michigan thing? Because it would
absolutely
the
not.
math
a Michigan
works
thing.
out for me.
Okay,
go on. Go on.
Okay. Absolutely not a Michigan thing. But 1-800-821-9970. I would love to talk to you. I know that you can tell Kelly and Thick that you had one in your house, or you can shoot us a text 9970, because there are people, a lot of people, who had the dedicated poop knife in their house.
This is not.
I was gonna preface this with, if you're eating, feel free to change the station or whatever for a little bit, because I know this might not be the conversation I want to get into, but this is a real thing.
I've heard of a dedicated puke bowl, but I've never heard of a poop knife.
The poop knife is the real thing.
I mean, I always just flush twice if that happened.
No. Sometimes that doesn't work.
No, sometimes you're getting a double boil over on that bad boy.
Sometimes it's not happening. Sometimes it's not a branch. Sometimes it's a log, and it's not happening.
Use a plunger to kind of just pack it down in there.
No. So I want to know. 800-821-9970 or shoot text 99700. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy because you can go to www.originalpoopknife.com. It's an actual product.
Originalpoopknife.com.
Yes.
I have to see
Mike
this.
says, is that where the term turd cutter came from?
Yes.
Well, I've never even heard that term.
You've never
Where
heard
are you guys
turd cutter?
hanging out?
You've never heard the term turd cutter?
Never.
Absolutely. Originalpoopknife.com. It's a silicone knife that you keep in your bathroom.
Original poop knife,
Look
not to
at
be mistaken
this.
from all the knockoffs.
All the knockoffs, yes, absolutely. This is the original. Because if you go to Amazon,
$14.95. It's on sale. It's regularly $19.99. On sale for $14.95 right now.
This
there you
says
go.
trusted by butts everywhere. So
Wait. Listen to this. Be a samurai of the poo-poo platter. It's also a great ridiculous gag gift for family and friends or daily necessity. Metal reinforced silicone and strong, hygienic, easy to clean, and dishwasher safe.
Oh, you better run that thing by itself. Oh, no. Oh, no.
long enough to keep your hand clear of danger.
All right, Brian says not a knife, but we had a metal clothes hanger that was bent to a shape appropriate for the job. Yeah. Sometimes you got to chop.
All right.
I can't.
Truck Matt, and Brandon both said that your beehole is supposed to be the turd cutter. That is what that is meant to be.
Oh, your turd cutter. I get
Yeah.
it. Okay. I love 5-star super hygienic. 5-star. These are
Reviews.
Reviews. Yeah. God's gift to log layers. The best solution I've found for oversized poop.
I'm telling you. It is a thing.
All right, we got a text in, no name, that says 100% a Michigan thing. I have never heard of this.
Zach would like to suggest you buy 2 knives. That way there's one available when the other one's in the dishwasher.
Oh, my gosh.
You can't make this up.
I really hope, you guys Googled it, I hope it doesn't look like a normal knife that ends up accidentally back in the drawer.
It kind of looks like a butter spreader. It doesn't have like a sharp end.
Yeah.
It's got like a rounded end.
Yeah, it's like a letter opener.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Is it a scoop on the other end? Is it indent in so you could maybe help things along if things were to get stuck? I don't know what we're doing with this thing. It's my first time I've ever seen one.
Cutting it. We're not.
Okay, I gotcha. You're
We're
not performing
spooning it.
You're not performing any kind of ectomy on yourself.
No.
Okay.
You're not just making like ice cream scoops and building a banana split. Like what? But okay, I'm just telling you. Sure, I guess Blitz listeners have not heard of it, but it's a thing. It's a real thing. It is so much a thing that someone actually makes the product.
I mean, I would love to know how many of those they sell for real.
What's the resale on those bad boys, do you think? Get one at
Can you
Goodwill?
Can you go on Craigslist and get a discounted poop knife? Like it's slightly used.
Oh no!
No, don't worry. That's just rust that's brown. That's the only thing on it.
Brandon says just wash it with your puke bowl.
There you go.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm just saying, it's a thing. If you want to buy one, why are you mouth agape again, Thick?
Because Gustavo says there's a gently used poop cutter for sale on Facebook Marketplace. There is one.
Oh,
Okay.
he's just joking, I think. Is he joking?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he is.
He has a laughy face.
Oh, okay.
Ew. Doug says, gently use poop knife. Don't lowball me. I know what I have.
Some people have candles. Some people have cans of Febreze or Poopery. Some people have Uncle John's bathroom reader. Some people have the poop knife.
Unbelievable.
It's an actual product. Mark, how's it going, man?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good. Mark, did you have a poop knife in your house?
No poop knife.
Oh, okay.
I did fall in a septic tank one time.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Wait. You full on fell into a septic tank.
Yes, I used to pump septic tanks, and I was dragging hoses back, and it was getting dark, and the homeowner had taken the lid off, and I was walking backwards and just fell straight in all the way up, past my head.
Past your head?
Buddy.
Past your head?
Were you alone?
Yes.
How did you get out?
Alone. I just climbed out of it, and then I stayed up the septic tank, and then after that went home and showered and went back to work.
Wow.
Wait, you didn't go get a tetanus shot or check for bacterial infection? You didn't go to the hospital or nothing?
No, just cleaned my mouth out, had a Mountain Dew and Doritos.
Just a gentle case of E. coli and everything was good.
I had already had tetanus shots and all that, so yeah, very upsetting, but had a job to do and had to get it done.
That is such a crappy
situation.
situation.
That is upsetting to me, and it didn't even happen to me. Oh my god!
Yeah, hey, Mountain Dew probably kills bacteria.
I guess.
Mark.
Did you instantly vomit? Like how? What?
I know, but I did use about every cuss word in the book.
Right. What about your car? Like driving home though? Did you strip down, drive home naked?
I stripped down and then used the homeowner's garden hose and washed all my clothes off.
Oh my god!
Put my jeans and shirt back on and jumped in the truck.
Oh man!
I love our listeners.
You deserve like the best life after having to go through that. Oh my! God.
Can't even wrap my. All right, but I have to know because obviously people need you. That's an important job. There are people that have septic tanks and they need to be cleaned out and they need to be repaired. So people work in this industry. How much did you make as a septic tank cleaner repairman?
$20 an hour, and that was about 12 years ago.
That's not enough.
No.
That's not enough.
Hell no. Enough.
How can they find enough people to do that when they only pay that much?
That's unbelievable. Good for you, sir. Not all heroes wear capes. Man. Well, Mark, thank you so much for the call. I hope you have a great day.
You too, buddy. See you.
Don't fall in.
I think we've peaked on phone calls. Like, really, we're not getting better than this.
Up above the head.
Oh my gosh. What? In your brain,
even...
you just have to be fight or flight at this point. And you're not fighting the poo, so you're trying to flee, right? I mean, it's just like straight up. You don't even know how you got out of the septic tank, but you're out. That is how the adrenaline works.
I mean, I know what it felt like 6 years ago when I pooped my pants. Over the whole body, no.
Yeah.
Doug Rogers says, pumping it ain't easy, baby. Virginia says, a true blue-collar man.
Okay, can we please find out the details on how you pooped your pants, Goose? What?
Oh, well, which time? There's which time?
This sounds like a segment for Friday.
Hey, if you are over the age of 25,
it's happened,
and it has happened, and if it hasn't happened to you yet, it will.
Like maybe today.
100%, it will happen. It's a given.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm still waiting.
That's a lie.
No.
Since the age of 25, you've never.
I've never in my life. Well, I mean, maybe I was a baby, obviously. I had diapers, but no. Since I've been potty trained, I've never done that in my pants.
What? You've never trusted a fart you shouldn't have.
Never.
Oh, you mean sharded?
Yes! That's pooping your pants.
Oh, no. Well, no.
Okay.
No.
You've never even sharded?
No.
That's such a lie.
That's why I had to get my colonoscopy.
Okay.
Doctor, something wrong.
No,
careful.
Here's the quick story. A group of us went out for hibachi. It was a triple date. 3 guys and 3 girls. And on the way home, we separated. The girls went in one car and the guys went in another car. And guys being guys, one of the guys the driver decided to lock the windows. And he tried to hotbox us. He let out a little post hibachi stuff. Yes. And it's like, that's disgusting. So we get back to the house, we get back to the house, and we're all hanging out, and he's sitting in a chair reading a magazine. And I kind of feel a little toot brewing. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get him. And so I run up, and I do a jump turn. So I'm just butt to lips. And I was like, ha-ha! And then, whoink! All you heard was, uh-oh. Running. It was the most simplest. It was the most simplest. Uh-oh.
Is that your first trip to a hibachi grill?
No,
because
after
one trip to a hibachi grill, you learn the lesson real quick. You have to be at a bathroom within 15 minutes of dinner.
But there's a difference. There's crapping your pants and pooping your pants, because this looked like I had a unicorn in my pants. It was like straight out. It was just like it was like a reverse chub. It was like bling and backwards. So,
Kelly's dying. Kelly is literally on the floor now. She's out.
Don't try and push after hibachi, because I thought I was going to get him. But
I would pay for a video of that.
Dude, no.
I cannot tell you.
The way that my eyes opened and I just went, uh-oh. It was not good. Not good at all.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Just a quick reminder. I know Thick's covered this in his sports, but huge sports weekend in Columbus. 37th Annual Arnold Sports Festival starts today at the Convention Center. And then there's that enormous outdoor hockey game at Ohio Stadium, 6 p.m. Saturday. Blue Jackets versus the Red Wings. The rink is finished, and we're just awaiting the show. Oscar winner Gene Hackman, his wife Betsy Arakawa, and their dog were all found dead in their Santa Fe home yesterday afternoon. No cause of death has been given, but authorities say that they do not suspect foul play.
This is so crazy.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a definite maybe carbon monoxide thing.
I mean, he was
possibly
95 and looking really frail. He was seen. There was a picture they posted from last year.
Yes.
Because he didn't come out very much. And he was looking really frail. He was looking very 95-ish when that picture came out.
But the fact that she was 63, that's not old enough.
Yeah.
And then the
dog.
that feels like a carbon monoxide situation or something like that.
For sure.
And then 39-year-old actress Michelle Trachtenberg was found dead in bed yesterday, and that's just 2 months after receiving a liver transplant. I guess her mom went to check on her in her Manhattan apartment and found her unresponsive. The guy who brought us the 2017 disaster known as Fire Festival, Billy McFarland, also spent almost 4 years in prison for that debacle, swears that Fire Festival 2 is legit. It's set for this summer, and he needs you to buy tickets now, even though he hasn't announced a single performer in the concert lineup. McFarlane was interviewed by TMZ yesterday and says there's actually a legitimate festival company running the show this time, which is different than last time. He insists that there are performers. He insists that many of them have already been hired, and the announcement will be made professionally in due time. But when asked for even a hint at one performer, he said they currently have a female DJ who will lead a shark excursion during the day and then will hit the stage at night to DJ.
How can he think that anybody is going to buy tickets to this? I watched both the Hulu and the Netflix documentary.
Oh, yes, me too.
And how can you think anyone is going to give you any money?
How about the guy who had to get the stuff
water?
out of customs?
Yeah. I can't believe that you would even try an attempt to go back to doing this.
No. Anyway, Firefest 2 is happening on Isla Mujeres. Is that how you say it?
Isn't that where Jurassic Park took place?
Isla Mujeres? It might be. I don't know. Could be.
Isla Nublar was Jurassic Park.
Is it Isla? I don't know. Isla Mujeres, I'm going to say Mexico.
Is it ISLA?
ISLA.
That's
Isla?
That's the actress's name.
Okay. Isla Fisher?
Yeah.
Okay. One of those. It's somewhere in Mexico from May 30th through June the 2nd. You have some Billy McFarland sound there?
Yeah.
So we're going to have artists across electronic, hip-hop, pop, and rock. However, it's not just music. We might have a professional skateboarder do a demonstration. We might have an MMA champion teach you techniques in the morning. And
you say we might have. Right. Are any of these for sure haves? Are they booked?
So I think what makes Fire so cool is that we are selling the experience of Fire. I want to be one of the first festivals that can sell out with no artists.
But you do have them booked.
We're announcing the artists over the next few months, so I'm not in charge of booking the talent.
Will these be A-list names that are involved?
I really hope so, and I expect so from our conversations.
He never answered the question one time. Are they booked? Are they booked? And he just kept spinning it.
Why would they put him? Why would they make him the face of Fire Festival?
Why would anybody buy a ticket?
Well, exactly.
Okay, can I tell you about these tickets? They start at $1,400 for the weekend, which is like, okay, that's pricey.
Got my cheese sandwich.
The next level up is $5,000. Then it goes to $25,000, and then they're like premium level tickets.
Wasn't there something about a yacht?
Yes, $1.1 million. That gives you 8 passes to the weekend festival, airfare from I think Florida. You get a private yacht for your trip from Cancun to the island. And then you get a concierge team, a chauffeur, luxury accommodations. You can either stay on a yacht or in a villa. You get different excursions and experiences. But nothing is spelled out here in terms of...
They give it... You said May 30th through...
June 2nd.
Of this year.
Of this year.
Give it till, I say, the middle of April before they say Fire Festival 2 is off.
I mean, Danny Wimmer started announcing Sonic Temple artists after... Wasn't it thick, like pretty soon after last year's Sonic Temple? It's like over the summer, fall, winter.
Yeah.
We're getting concerts. Like, these are booked.
Right.
This is a professional concert organizer.
Yeah.
And Billy McFarland's
this is a joke.
Yeah, I mean, we might have a juggler. She's pretty good.
Right. Yeah.
Weird. All right, those are your 3 things.
Wow. Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
All right, making you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. This is an unbelievable stat. Through its 149th and final show, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour sold more than $2 billion in tickets, double the gross ticket sales of any other concert in history. Now, here's the deal. The tour went from March of 2023 till December of 2024. You're talking 20 months.
Yeah.
Most concert tours don't go 20 months. So if you're on the road longer, then it makes sense. Now, here's the other thing, though. On the flip side of that coin, she only did weekend shows. She would do like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, she's doing multiple shows in each city.
Yeah. And each one was in a stadium.
Yes.
A football stadium.
Yeah.
You're not playing theaters or, some of the smaller arenas.
Yeah.
In all out stadiums, but an absolutely unbelievable stat: $2 billion in ticket sales.
We were talking about it yesterday. She was worth $1 billion in free promotion to the NFL last year. That's what they calculated it out to be.
Yeah.
If you had a business and you were going to pay for advertising, it would have cost you $1 billion worth of advertising to equal the promotion that she brought the NFL for free.
Right. Being at the games
insane.
Or just people talking about the NFL because of her.
That is insane.
Absolutely. Taylor Swift effect for sure. The Nobel Peace Prize can only go to someone living. I did not know this. It wasn't given out until 1948 because Gandhi had just been assassinated and the committee ruled there was no suitable living candidate. So they gave it to Gandhi. But yes, it can only be given away to a living person.
Okay.
Yep. A librarian at the University of New Hampshire saved for his entire life and left $4 million to the school when he died. They used 25% of that. They used $1 million of it for a new football scoreboard. Not exactly his vision for the money.
No, probably not.
Not exactly his vision for the money.
Oh, my gosh.
But I think if you're just going to donate a sum of money, it's kind of at the school's discretion. He should have said, like, name the library after me or build a new wing to the library and name it after me.
Yeah, if you don't specify.
Right.
And, that's such a big football culture at the University of New Hampshire.
I was like, wait, where are you going with this? Not at all. Here's a literary note for you. The Cliff Notes version of The Scarlet Letter outsells the actual book almost 4-1. I think that could be for a lot of books. I don't want to sit down and read the entire book. The Cliff Notes version.
Well, I mean, is that is the Scarlet Letter, is that normally a school book? Like one that, like college, maybe English classes, do you have to read that?
You're asking someone who hasn't picked up a book since high school. So I haven't. No,
I never read it.
I haven't either.
You know,
yes.
I would have thought it would be college. I know we never read it in high school.
High school, yeah, absolutely. And finally, big fan of Jersey Mike's. Love me a little chips and Sammy for lunch. The founder of Jersey Mike's Sub is actually not named Mike. He's a guy by the name of Peter Cancrow. He worked at a shop called Mike's Subs in New Jersey when he was in high school. Then he ended up buying the place and then started franchising it, and that's why they're everywhere now.
Yeah, Jersey Peters doesn't sound as good.
It does not sound nearly as good whatsoever. 99.7 The Blitz.